This one will be, this is the technology or distance learning teaching demonstration. Once again, was not aware that the class ended on the 18th. For some reason, I had it in my mind that it ended on the 26th. My boo-boo, I guess. Have a lot going on. But I'm gonna do my best. So this is a lesson on grammar / prefixes. Lesson overview, I gave it the title of Prefixation. Author Summer Williams, subject RLA, grade level 4, and there are 5 30-minute lessons. Unit description. Students will use online programs as a tool to learn what a prefix is, the meaning of prefixes, as well as manipulating words with prefixes. Lesson description, and this description goes for every day. This is a Monday through Friday plan. For 5 days, students will spend 30 minutes learning and manipulating prefixes using the Chromebooks, online classroom, and provided links. For the online classroom, I use Google Classroom. They'll use a new link to practice the learned skill each day. So the way I understood it is this is for synchronous learning, which is if we're all learning from different places but doing the same things. So I would assume this is something like if school shut down again for whatever reason, and kids are at home or wherever else, and I'm at home or here, and we're all doing this online via Google Classroom. So I've got the TEKS on here, I have ELPS, unit goals to provide students with a knowledge of prefixes. Students will be able to decode words and understand their meanings based on the word's prefix. They will be learning, sorry, I'm jumping the gun, I'll get to that. Lesson goals. Number 1, students will understand that each prefix has its own meaning. Number 2, students will understand that when you add a prefix to a base word, previously called root word, the meaning of the base word changes. So like the word, I would give them the example of the word do. Do means to perform something. Do the dishes, do the laundry, do your work. If you put the word un in front of it, un as the prefix, making the word undo, that would mean reverse the action. Undo the tangled up lights. Number 3, students will be able to decode words using prefixes and understand the meaning of the word based on the prefix. I've got vocabulary, and this says students should learn the definition of the following prefixes: re, un, dis, miss, non, pre, and base word, which they probably already know it as root word, but I've been informed that they are now called base words. So I would be using that specific vernacular. Methods, anticipatory set. To introduce prefixes and their uses, present the Flowcabulary video to the class as a whole group. And this Flowcabulary video is just called prefixes. It's a wrap including the prefixes non, un, ill, dis, anti or anti, inter, re, tele or telling, semi or semi, and for. After the video, I would let students listen to the song on their Chromebook, their computer, whatever device they have at home with their headphones on. An accommodation is for a deaf student. A copy of the lyrics will be provided for use as a guide on resources in Google Classroom. So I would have a tab under the classwork tab titled resources, and that's where I would label it lyrics of prefixes by vocabulary, and they would know to click on that so they can read the lyrics along with seeing the video. Introduce and model new knowledge. Day 1. I would send an email by Google to all students with the class meeting time and date, along with the code to join the Google Meet. I would introduce the lesson, provide the following link to students, and they will watch the video, and that is the vocabulary prefixes video. Provide the following link to Kahoot under the Classwork tab within Google Classroom, and this would be assigned as a pre-assessment. So they would go to the Classwork tab in Google Classroom, and they would find the link to that specific Kahoot, and this one is I don't know why I'm not logged in. I can't get it pulled up, but it's prefixes, and it's a pre-assessment to determine what they already know, what they don't know, what we need to work on the most. Like if most of them miss number 3, that's probably one we need to hit pretty hard. Each Kahoot question will be followed by a whole group discussion. So I would have them do that and have my leaderboard up, and it's instructor paced, so they wouldn't be able to move on until I click next. And I would talk about why the answer is the answer, why the others are not. Students will practice using flashcards from the study set as I assist and provide feedback. I would provide the following link to Quizlet under the Classwork tab within Google Classroom, and they are flashcards. So this Quizlet was created for this specifically, and they are just flashcards of the different prefixes and their meanings. And then I would send out, I would verbally and digitally remind them of the next class meeting. Provide guided practice. Day 2. Send an email via Google to all students with class meeting time and date, along with code to join in Google Meet. Provide the following link to Kahoot under the Classwork tab within Google Classroom, and it is I believe a slightly different Kahoot, but it is still prefixes. Students will practice using flashcards from the study set as teacher assists and provides feedback. Provide the following link to Quizlet under the Classwork tab. So we would be doing more Quizlet and Kahoot practice. Students will have the opportunity to play the game Match. So on Quizlet, there's different variations of the cards that you can use. This time on day 2, we would do matching, where they would be able to match the prefix with the definition. Just give it a little bit of a variation so it's not totally boring. Provide guided practice. Day 3. Send email via Google to all students with class meeting time and date, along with the code to join in Google Meet. That's going to be every day. Provide the following link to Kahoot. And this one is a warm-up because we have done this one a couple times already. So this one's going to be used as a warm-up. I will clear up any misunderstandings about the meaning of prefixes and how they're used. So a warm-up is generally 5 to 10 minutes. As a whole group, we'll work on creating words with correct prefixes using these online worksheets. I have a couple PDFs linked here from education.com. Totally worth the $60 annual membership fee. This one's called Make a New Word, and this one is called Prefix Fun. So as a whole group, we would work on these kind of like in my content area video. They would all see it, they would have it on their screen, and we would go through them one by one, talk about it. I do, you do, we do. Sorry, I do, we do, you do. I've been talking all day. Provide independent practice, day 4. Send email via Google, for Google Me, yada, yada, yada. Review Kahoot from day 3. So the Kahoot that we used on day 3, review it. Students will use the following link for independent practice on prefixes. We're moving into independent practice, and this game is called Rags to Riches. The first question is like, it's kind of set up like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? The syllable bi in the word bicycle means, and it has A, B, C, and D, and it allows you 3 hints. And you can earn money as you go. Oh, it's specifically called Prefix Millionaire. And students will then complete and submit this on Google Classroom. It is another education.com PDF, but it's the one of the 2 that we did on day 3, and it's the Prefix Fun, where they are given so there are 3 columns. I assume you'll be able to see this because I linked it on the document. The prefix column is blank. The root word or base word column has base words in it, and then the new word column is blank. So over on the right side of the paper, they have prefixes listed and along with their meanings. So the kids would be able to choose a prefix that goes with each base word, and write the prefix in there. And then in the new word column, they would write the whole word together, the prefix and the base word. They would fill that out and send it back. Assessment, formative, ongoing, day 5. Students will log into Google and take a quiz using the following links. These quizzes will be assigned to each student. Students will submit the quizzes via Google Classroom. The first one is Quizlet, and this is the test variation. The second one is the Kahoot, and this one is independent. It's not instructor paced, it's student paced. Summative, end of lesson. Students will submit prefixes and words to create a word cloud in Google Classroom. They'll enter their favorite prefix, then use said prefix with the chosen base word to create a new word for the word cloud. And there is a link to the Word Cloud's website. I just thought it would be something fun for them to pick their favorite prefix, and they all enter it, and it creates this word cloud. And you know how those work. The more times a specific one was entered, the bigger it's going to be in the word cloud. And 'tis all for that one. That was prefixation, which covers grammar and specifically prefixes.